So today's adventure will bring us to visit the grave of Theodore Roosevelt, New York governor, also from 1889 to 1900, President of the United States from 1901 to 1909. Teddy Roosevelt died in 1919, and he's buried here in Oyster Bay. His home was not too far away from here either. We're going to be very careful as it's very slippery. And this is the entrance to the cemetery here. The old lion is dead since 1658. The Youngs have buried their kin here. They later made it available for the neighbors as well. The Youngs also owned the land that Teddy Roosevelt purchased in 1880 that would become Sagamore Hill. He and his wife Edith chose this spot to spend eternity near the water, surrounded by trees and songs of birds. Roosevelt died in 1919. His son Archie capped his brothers overseas. The old lion is dead. 2 days later, national and international dignitaries of the day attended the funeral service and procession from Christ Church. Let's go. And be very, very careful. It says, President Theodore Roosevelt gravesite. Please follow main path to steps. Yeah, let's go. Be very careful as we walk here. You could bust your tuchus, as they say. From the spot the cart proceeded up the steps on your left to its final resting spot on the hill overlooking the bay. Let's go. This is the grave of Theodore Roosevelt. Born in 1858 and died in 1919. And his wife was born in 1861 and died in 1948. Theodore Roosevelt Medal of Honor, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Army, Spanish-American War, 1858, January 6, 1919. Take a look around here. You can see Theodore Roosevelt said, "Keep your eyes on the stars. Keep your feet on the ground. Keep your feet on the ground." Take a look at the view. The water. Beautiful. Absolutely cold though today, but beautiful. So a little bit about Teddy Roosevelt. Became president at age 42 after McKinley was assassinated. To this day, he remains the youngest president to become president. Youngest person to become president. Leader of the progressive movement, and he was famous for his square deal domestic policies. He promised the average citizen fairness, the breaking of trusts, regulation of railroads, and pure food and drugs. Prioritized conservation and established national parks, forests, and monuments intended to preserve the nation's natural resources. On foreign policy, he focused on Central America, where he began construction of the Panama Canal. He expanded the Navy and sent the Great White Fleet on a world tour to actually project an American naval power. He won the 1906 Nobel Peace Prize, and for him, because of his efforts to broker the end of the Russo-Japanese War. He was a member of the New York State Assembly as well. He began making his mark specifically in corporate corruption issues. Just a very popular president. Take a look a little bit more around here. How the cemetery looks. It's very high. It's not a big cemetery by any means. It's a small cemetery. You hear the birds here, and we're gonna hold on tight here. Here we are from the top. Let's just go here. It might be a little bit more safer for us. Let's see what we have here. Not a bright idea coming here when there was an ice storm the night before. But just wanted to document this. See how the cemetery looks. This is about 1 mile from where the president is buried. His former residence. As you can see near the water, you can't see now. The water is out here. The water is right there, you can see. Beautiful area. And now this way up. Perfect, even better shot here. You know, taxes out here are pretty penny. Pretty penny. The homes here, what? 3 mil, 4 mil easily.
In a quarter mile, slight right onto Sagamore Hill Road.
This is on Sagamore Hill Road that we're going on. It's actually a National Historical Site now, as you would imagine. It should be. Home of the former president.
Take the next right.
We're going up there now to Sagamore Hill Road. Imagine like having a house. Slow reindeer crossings. Don't see that out here in Long Island at all. Sagamore Hill. As you can see, home of Theodore Roosevelt, Governor of New York, President of the United States. Continue our journey here. Get a nice shot of how it looks. Can't go in because they're not doing tour days today, but you at the very least have a chance to see how his house looked. Hopefully one day we'll be able to get in there. National
You have
House.
arrived.
So this is kind of the trail onto the way to the house. As you see, actually was the Gray cottage. So the Roosevelt family needed full-time assistance to maintain the house and farm. Theodore had a devoted valet, James Amos. He called his head man. The house staff included a cook, waitress, chambermaid, nurse, who worked for the Edith family for many years. Charles Lee, a coachman at the White House, was the family's chauffeur. In 1910, Roosevelt built the home you see in the distance for his married staff. Amos and his wife Annie, and Lee and his wife Clara shared his home. Most staff were single. The cooks and maids shared rooms on the 3rd floor of the Roosevelt's home, while the grooms and farmhands lived in the quarters on the 2nd floor of the stable and lodge. So that then must be the Gray cottage. That must be right there, as you can see it. That must be the Gray cottage, which is not available to staff. From the barn to the home. The old barn was gone and the farm needed a replacement. Edith Roosevelt oversaw the plans for what became the new barn. Built in 1907 to reduce costs, she eliminated this concrete lined basement meant for the cows and instead planned to keep them on the ground floor with the hay and the horses. However, Superintendent Robert Gillespie recalled that the new barn was used to store equipment and hay animals were never kept here. After the stable and the lodge burned down in 1944, Edith offered the new ordered a new barn converted to living quarters from the farm manager. Today, the National Park Service still uses the barn as housing is not open to public. This must be the new barn, I would imagine. Look at the side of the new barn. There in the distance, you can see the home. Oh, it looks like, wow, that is a nice looking property, ain't it? We'll get a better shot. So this is a chicken house storeroom. So farm tools and food portfolio. Wow. Straight towards the property. Definitely fit for a king. Let's see it from at a shot right here. Okay. Land around you, he had always been a working farmer. Theodore Roosevelt built the property in 1880 and already included an orchard, fields of corn, asparagus, buckwheats. After the purchase, 47 acres, including pastures with a garden, fields, orchard, pigs, cows, horses, and chickens. The farm required a full-time manager and several full and part-time farm hands. Even the Roosevelt family had chores to do. Edith kept the farm books, the children tended their sections of the garden, pulled weeds, and brought in milk, while Roosevelt loved to roll up his sleeves at haying time. And, you know, obviously, if you remember, Edith is the wife of Teddy Roosevelt. Just so we're following along here in this. Wish I was able to go in. It's closed. You have to buy the tickets in advance. But so the windmill to your left is a recreation of two previous windmills Theodore Roosevelt had built. The first was constructed when the house was built. A second windmill and a supplemental gas-powered pump replaced that one in 1905. The mills pumped fresh water from a well and sent the water to the storage tanks and the hot water heater in the house. Sagamore Hill, despite its rural location, had the same amenities as most city houses. In addition to fresh water, gas lights, and kerosene lamps, they illuminated rooms. When the Roosevelts had the North Room added in 1905, they made sure the workers installed electrical wiring, which was huge back in that day. However, it was 13 years before they could switch on a light bulb, since electric service did not reach their neighborhood until 1918. The well was in use for a very long time, as municipal water wasn't available at Sagamore Hill until the 1990s. Wow. And the Roosevelts had a lot of children. Let's take a look. Let's go up the hill. Try to get a peek into the house so you're able to see which. I don't know about you, but I would gladly move in. Imagine the mortgage payment on that type of a house, though. Might cost a pretty penny. Theodore Roosevelt loved being with his family here at Sagamore Hill. When his schedule permitted, he seized the opportunity to gather the kids to play football, tennis, ride horses, trek through the woods, or even have picnics. Being active was key, and bodies might be exhausted, bruised, and sunburned, but the day would end with great and glorious success. As the children grew older, activities included dance in the North Room and open-air plays on occasions on a cousin's tennis court. The kids grew up and moved out, but eventually grandchildren gave Theodore a chance to play again. A household of children, if things go reasonably well, certainly makes all other forms of success and achievements lose their importance by comparison. Well put. Well put. Beautiful house. It's another view of the gorgeous house. Sagamore Hill. Look at the view. You're overlooking everything. Wow. Gorgeous. From what I understand, the house is preserved original form. That's what I heard. Make sure I don't bust my tuchus. Good so far. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Do you guys need tickets to get in there? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We bought them online.
All right. Thank you. Pretty cool. I have an idea of how the rooms look like. Did I tell you how nice this house is? So let's see, staying cool. Even today, proper refrigeration is important for storing food before electrical refrigerators were available. Most homes and farms used ice boxes to keep food cold. Sagamore Hill, too, had an ice box in the kitchen. Staff kept it replenished with ice stored in the ice house in front of you. Wow, it's deep cellar and thick brick walls for insulation and pitch roof for ventilation kept locally harvested ice frozen well into the summer months. After that, Edith Roosevelt purchased ice from Oyster Bay suppliers. Quentin Roosevelt. Wow. Okay. And I guess this right here would be the entrance to the ice box. Right over here. Front door. Pretty impressive. Sagamore Hill. Next time, definitely gotta go in and document it. Buy tickets online. Should be damn cool. Didn't have a chance to go in here. Here's my family, 1903. Family portrait. The garden. Stable in the lodge. Archer riding horse. Those were two of the family dogs. Working the farm. Fields grew rye, timothy, alfalfa to feed the Sagamore Hill horses and cows. Harvesting them required lots of hands, so farm manager would recruit local men to provide help. Even when he was president, if he had the time, Theodore Roosevelt was always ready to roll up his sleeves and use his pitchfork to hoist up the hay onto the wagon. Gotta do what you gotta do. That would be all over here, I'm sure. All in this area. Wow. Just imagine where I'm standing. What was going on here years and years ago. It's always so fascinating to me. Very fascinating. Hope all is well, guys. Look forward to speaking to you in the next video. Mahalo.